Hello again. In today's lesson, we'll help you increase your self-understanding by journaling your life. In the last lesson, you learned about your personal identity. But do you ever feel like you don't understand your own motives or choices? If you feel this way, you can learn why you do the things you do. One method to increase self-understanding is journaling your thoughts and feelings. The idea of keeping a journal may sound strange to you. You might not think of yourself as a writer. Even non-writers keep journals, though. When you open yourself to journaling, you experience a new wealth of self-understanding. Writing bits and pieces of your life experiences can be an incredible journey. Once you start thinking about something that happened to you in the past, you'll find yourself remembering another story, then another. Once you start making an effort to recall past experiences, you'll trigger memories you haven't thought about in years. All of your experiences have combined to make you the person you are today. Sorting back through some of your life stories will help you understand yourself so much more. So let's get started. It'll be fun and informative. Just follow these steps. The first step is easy. Decide how you'll write your story. Will you use a spiral notebook and a pen? A computer is the obvious choice if you're comfortable with it. Just go with whatever is handy and works best for you. If you're feeling uncertain about this process, Step 2 should relieve some of your fears. Step 2 is, don't worry about starting at the beginning. Interestingly, a lot of people avoid trying to write down stories from their lives because they say, can't remember back that far. But journaling your story isn't the same as writing your biography. There's no set timeline. For example, you don't have to start with the day you were born or go in any certain order. Where you start the story isn't important, but starting it is. Let's go on to step 3 in the journaling process. Think of your life as a series of short chapters. To simplify your story, each situation you recall can be a chapter. For example, you might remember the time your Uncle Al took you fishing and the canoe tipped over. Once you think of an event or situation you faced, you're ready for the next step. Step 4 is to just focus on getting the story down. Things like sentence structure, spelling, grammar, and the like aren't all that important for now, unless you plan to publish your journal. You can deal with all those things later if you wish, by going back through and editing the material. While you're in the zone, think of another story, any event at all, because in the next step, you'll find out that the order of your stories is irrelevant. Writing them on the computer might simplify the process for you. Consider these 2 ways to organize your stories. Open a new document for each chapter and give each story a descriptive title. Or simply write all your stories in one document, with each story being a chapter. Whenever you feel like writing a story, just open that same document and start a new chapter. If you feel the need later on, you can copy and paste the stories into whatever order you like. Let's move on to step 6. Step 6 is to document what you remember. Get down information about what happened, what you did, what you thought, and how you felt. These details will ultimately lead you to develop a better understanding of how you've lived your life as an adult. Writing your life story is not all that difficult. If you follow some of these journaling methods and keep your focus off the end result, you'll find yourself recalling more and more parts of your life. Plus, you'll learn to understand yourself more than you ever have. However, there's still more of you to get to know. Consider your personal values and passions. The good news is, the next lesson will help you identify your personal values. But first, here's what you need to do today. There's no better time than the present to start journaling some of your stories from your life. Get a spiral notebook, blank journal, or open your word processor on your computer. Pick a story from your life and write it down. Include your thoughts and feelings about this experience. Reflect on your story. How does the experience affect who you are today? Write as many stories as you like. Now that you've started on your journal, that's all for this lesson. See you in the next lesson.